Part 3, Unit 1 of Investment Analysis and Portfolio Management. Part 3 is about the portfolio. Portfolio means combined holding of many kinds of financial securities, that is shares, debentures, government bonds, units, that is mutual funds, and other financial assets. The basic difference between the shares and the portfolio is that shares is the one particular company or the industry in which we are going to invest. But when we talk about the portfolio, that means we are investing in various kinds of securities, including the shares, debentures, government bonds, and other financial assets. The term investment portfolio refers to the various assets of an investors which are to be considered as a unit. It is not merely a collection of unrelated assets but carefully blended asset combination. The basic purpose behind to invest in the portfolio is to diversify the risk associated with the investment. It is necessary for the investors to take all decisions as regards their wealth provisions or positions in context of a portfolio. Now, how we can manage the portfolio, that means the procedure of portfolio management. Portfolio management means selection of securities and constant shifting of the portfolio in the light of varying attractiveness of the constituents of the portfolio. That means how we can select the securities, how we can shift the one security over the another, how we can sell one security and then again buy another security in the portfolio. This is all about the portfolio management procedure. It is a choice of selecting and revising a spectrum of securities just to get the return for sure. Portfolio management includes portfolio planning, selection and construction, review and evaluation of securities. The skills required for the portfolio management lies in achieving a sound balance between the objectives of three things, that is the safety, liquidity and profitability. Timing is also an important aspect when we talk about the portfolio revision. Investors should sell at market tops and buy at market bottoms. That means when market goes down, then we must buy the portfolio, and when market is going up in any share, for in any case, then we must sell that particular portfolio or one share. Investors may switch from bonds to share in a bullish market and vice versa in bearish market. Objectives of portfolio management. There are 7 different objectives of portfolio management. First is the security and safety of principal. That means the amount we are going to invest in the portfolio is our principal amount. So first basic objectives to invest in the portfolio and for the portfolio management, the basic is the security of that particular amount. Suppose we invest the 1000 rupees in the portfolio, that means we want to gain the money apart from the 1000 rupees, but we want the safety of that 1000 rupees at the highest priority. Next is the stability of income. That means we invested in portfolio consisting of the 5 different kind of securities or the financial assets, but we want the stable income. That means at least every month we must get the 1% or 2% of return from our combined portfolio. Next is the capital growth. That means the capital appreciation. For example, if we invested with the 1000 rupees in the portfolio, then after some time, suppose after 6 months, we must want some capital appreciation in that particular 1000 rupees. Either it can be 111 rupees, or it can be 1100 rupees or 1200 rupees, etc. Next is the marketability. Marketability means that when we want to sell any particular financial asset from the portfolio, then it can be easily sellable in the market. It has the market to sell. When we want money in return, when we want cash in hand due to any circumstances or situation, that means our portfolio is in a condition to be easily sellable in the market. Next is the liquidity. Liquidity basically means the nearness to money. That means how much our portfolio is liquidable, that whenever we want cash in hand, that we can easily sell in the market, that it has a market, and if it has the market, then we will get the cash in return. The main objective of portfolio is also the diversification of risk. Suppose we are invested in a portfolio of 5 securities and one particular share is the highly riskable, but on the other hand we invest in the government bonds which has a low risk. So we diversified our risk, we have lowered our risk factor with the option to get the stable income. Next is the favorable tax status or tax incentives. If we are the taxpayer and if we have to pay the tax, then we want to invest in that particular securities which can avoid or which can reduce our tax burden. So the portfolio management objective is also the tax burden. Now we will talk about the portfolio management process. It is an ongoing process involving the following tasks. First of all, we have to identify the investor's objectives. Then why the investor is going to invest in the portfolio, and the constraints and preferences of the investors. Suppose if investors want to invest only the 1,000 rupees and he or she wants that he would get the return in 6 months of about 500 rupees, then it is the constraint of that particular investors, and his preference is the 500 rupees and constraint is the 6 months. Then this is the scenario, this is the situation which every investors or before going toward the portfolio management process, we have to identify the investors objective and the preferences. Next, the strategies to be developed to implement in the tune with the investment policy formulated. To match up the investors' objectives or constraint and preferences, we have to identify the strategies that to be implemented as per the investment policy formulated by the SEBI. Review and monitoring of the performance of the portfolio. When the portfolio is ready and it is and after some time when we watch that particular portfolio and if there is any discrepancy, or we can say if any of the financial asset is going in the riskier zone, then it is the part of the reviewing and monitoring factor or the reviewing monitoring process that we have to examine the portfolio at every step. Last part of the portfolio management process is the evaluation of the portfolio, and we have to make some adjustment to make the portfolio successful for the future. Now, what are the roles a portfolio manager has to play on the behalf of the investors? The first, he or she has to quantify their client risk tolerances and return needs by taking into account his liquidity, income, time horizon, and expectation. Asking about the different aspects of the investment or the investors, or portfolio manager is able to quantify their client risk. Second, portfolio manager has to do an optimal asset allocation and choose a strategy that meets their client needs. That means there are various strategies available at the portfolio manager, but what strategy will going to be perfect for their client, it has to be allocated, or it has to be chosen by the portfolio manager. Diversify the portfolio to eliminate the unsystematic risk. Unsystematic risk is the diversifiable risk. Monitor the changing market scenario, expectations, client needs, etc., and rebalance accordingly. We have to monitor the market scenario changes, and as per the changes we have to meet the expectation of the client and rebalance the portfolio as accordingly. Last point is the lower the transaction cost by minimizing the taxes, trading turnover, and liquidity cost. Now we will talk about the securities market. Corporate securities and government securities constitute an important investment avenues for the savers. These are traded in securities market. Creation of portfolio and periodic revision of the portfolio involves buying and selling of securities in the security markets. Therefore, it is essential for practicing a portfolio management and understanding of the working of security market. First, we will talk about the financial market. It is simply a place where an investor can buy and sell the financial assets or the securities. This is the commonest meaning of the word market. The usual features of a market are a place, some buyers, some sellers, some commodity to be exchanged for money or some other commodity. What transpires in a market is an exchange of commodity between a buyer and seller. In an ordinary market, which is usually exchanged in physical commodity such as fruits, grains, etc. But in modern day markets, these commodities are valued in monetary terms and exchanged for money. The commodity being exchanged in financial asset instead of a physical asset. Following are the features of the financial system. Financial system acts as a bridge between the savers and borrowers, or we can say as the buyers and the sellers. It consists of the set interrelated activities and services. Both formal and informal financial sectors are there in the financial systems. The existence of these both kind of system is also called as the financial dualism. It formulates capital, investment and profit generation. Financial system is also universally applicable at the firm level, regional level, national as well as the international level. The components of financial system are the financial institution, financial market, financial services, instruments, practices and financial transactions. Main functions of financial market. As per our knowledge, what would be the main functions? If we are a buyer or if we are a seller, we must need a market where we can buy or sell the goods. So it provides the facilities for the interaction between the buyers and the sellers. It provides pricing information resulting from the interaction in the market. For do any kind of transaction or the financial transaction, we need the information about the prices. So that information is provided by the financial market. It provides security to dealing in financial assets. It ensures liquidity by providing a mechanism for investors to sell, and also it ensures the low cost of transaction, transformations and information. Now we will talk about the different types of financial markets. The group of individual and corporate institutions dealing in financial transactions are termed as the financial markets. The arrangements that helps the buyers and sellers to facilitate the financial assets, claims and services are the main constituents of the financial market. We have the two categories in the financial market as unorganized market and the organized one. Unorganized market, as the name specified, is not governed by the statutory or legal authority. This sector consists of individual and institution who set up their own rules. There are no standardized rules or regulations. Local money lenders, landlords, etc., which lend their money for their own sake or for their own profit without any rules and regulations comes under the category of unorganized sector. When we talk about the organized sector, it is governed by some statutory or legal authority. For example, if we talk about the banks, then the main statutory body is the RBI. And when we talk about the security market or the financial market, it is governed by the SEBI, the Security Exchange Board of India. This sector consists of institutions for whom there are standardized rules and regulations governing their financial dealings. They are under the supervision and control of RBI and other statutory bodies. Organized market are further classified under the three heads: money market, capital market and foreign exchange market. First we will talk about the money market. Money market is a market for short-term funds which deal in financial assets whose period of maturity is up to 1 year. As already discussed, money market is that market where we invest for the less than 1 year period of time. It should be noted that money market never deals in cash or money as such, but simply provides a market for credit instruments such as treasury bills, promissory notes, etc. Money market does not imply to any specific marketplace. It refers to the whole networks of financial institutions which provides an outlets to lenders and a source of supply for some funds to borrowers. Some NBFCs and financial institutions like LIC, GIC, UTI also operate in Indian money market. Next is the capital market. Capital market is a market dealing in medium and long term funds. Its tenure is more than 1 year. It is an institutional arrangement for borrowing medium and long term funds and also facilitates for marketing and trading of securities. It constitutes all long term borrowing from banks and financial institutions, borrowing from foreign markets, raising of capital by issue various securities such as shares, debentures, bonds, etc. Security market is a market where all the security trading are done. It consists of two segments, primary market and the secondary market. So we can say that the capital market is categorized under the two heads, primary market and secondary market. Primary market is also known as the new issue market or the fresh issue market, whereas the secondary market is a place where the purchasing and selling of existing share or we can say the existing securities are done. It is also known as the stock market or stock exchange. Thank you.